let's get going then. Hey guys, welcome to the Slowpoke. Well, we're back, got another player interview. Now, I was actually the same day I was looking at Limitless 2 and I saw the top 4 Greninja Zoroark. I was also going through Santa Clara and I just saw a little Vikavolt. I was like, oh, hello, what's all this about? So I had to reach out to my man Alfredo and get him on and pick his brains a little bit concerning Vikavolt. How are we, Alfredo?
I'm doing well. How are we today?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. Just back from work, and I thought I had to get because I need to know. I need to know about the spice. You know, everyone knows I'm a spice lord, and I needed to know. I actually got walloped by a Vikavolt as well when I was playing Wheeze, and I got absolutely rodded. So, so I'm here to pick your brains or everything about Vikavolt. So, my first question for you, my friend, is how did we settle on Vikavolt?
To be honest, it was actually a last minute decision. I actually had no plan on playing Vikavolt until the night before Santa Clara. Like
Right.
originally, I was just gonna make like a fun deck because I just went with a couple buddies. And originally, I was gonna play like Pukamuku Seeking because I was expecting a lot of Charizards to come out, so I was trying to counter that.
Wow.
But one of my buddies, he showed me this new Vikavolt, the new Charjabug. I'm like, oh, I should play that instead. It hits really hard, and the Charjabugs are actually special energies, and I feel like this could do really well. And it's still, a single prize deck, which is what I like to play a lot.
Yep.
So last minute, I just kind of threw a list together and went with it.
Yeah, it seems pretty good, especially in this new format now with like tag teams. Being a single prize deck that can reach the sort of numbers that Vikavolt can is incredible, really. Being able to like even threaten one shots, because you can threaten a one shot, right? 270, that's possible, right?
Yeah, that's possible.
That's
You get the 200,
yeah.
the 2 energies, Choice Band, and Kukui 270.
Jeez, could you just imagine the opponent's face getting one bang by a 1-5? Like, oh my lord! Right, so. He said he wasn't originally going to play Vikavolt. How did you settle on your 60 then? Did your friend sort of give you the 60, or did you sort of, was it like a 3 a.m. sort of bash it together kind of job?
It was kind of like a, last minute get 60 cards together, and then we were just like, oh, this card might be good, this one might be good. Oh, okay, we got too many cards now. Let's kind of break it down. What I think I'm gonna expect to see, what will actually be helpful for the deck. So it was a lot of debating.
Okay, well, I sort of like that. So you just put it all together and like, how many cards do we have? Oh, we got 80 boys. Let's let's start trimming it down. So let's talk about some certain counts then. So we'll start off with your Pokemon. So if I'm looking sideways, it's because the picture of the deck list is sideways. I'm having to tilt my head. So we've got ourselves a 4-4-3 line of Vikavolt. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, no Vikavolt GX. Why did we not? Was there a reason for not playing that, or?
So thinking about my matchups, I felt like Vikavolt GX wasn't really going to help me that much. Yes, I get the extra health, but I felt like the GX attack hitting for 60 on the bench wasn't really going to help me that much because I feel like at that point my opponent's going to have their Pokemon evolved.
Yeah.
And the 180 is nice, but 220 is a lot better if you're discarding energy anyways.
Yeah, sort of. If I was playing a deck, I don't think I'd be playing Vikavolt GX. I feel as if 4-4, because it does 4 for 180 discard 2, right? I feel as if that was, well, it wasn't even good when it came out. So, and like you said, the big Vikavolt is what, 4 for 240 if you discard 1 energy, right? And why would you do that? In all honesty, since we've got so much recycle of getting the energies back. Spoiler alert. So, were there any? Oh, and then 3 Jirachi, 1 Mew, 1 Koko, 1 Dedenne. How did we settle on 3 Jirachi?
I wanted to increase consistency, especially when I need that rare candy Vikavolt turn 2.
Yep.
So that's why I have 3 Jirachis to make sure I at least can Stellar Wish if I have to.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And then the Mew, what was we taking for anything in particular there, or was it just because the ability is just really good?
It was to help with the Pikarom matchups, which I only got to face one during Santa Clara, which it did help.
Yep.
But other than that, that was the main reason. Just Pikarom and I guess Wheezing as well.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I got rodded by this when I was playing Reason. Not gonna, I got destroyed. I was like, oh my, this is ridiculous. But so yeah, Dance to the Ancients. Obviously, that's super obvious as to why we're playing that. No need to really go in detail there. And then the Dedenne. So I can see we're sort of trying to go non-GX here for the most part. We've got that one Dedenne. Was that sort of like a get out of jail free kind of option?
Yeah, the Dedenne, the ability is really good. Discard your hand, draw 6, and you only need 1 because the GX attack brings it back into your hand.
This is true. Did you use the GX attack often?
Oh yes, I did. I probably used it in more than half my matches.
Oh wow, okay, that's nice. Fair enough. So you get the advantage of the draw and then ping it back up channel. I like that. Okay. So in regards to your Pokemon, then would there be anything that you change?
Um, as of right now, there probably wouldn't be anything I would change. The only thing I would probably try is like 1 less Jirachi.
Okay.
But other than that, I'd probably just keep it the same.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Did you ever find yourself missing a 4th Vikavolt? Because I think if I was to play this, I'd love to have 4, but I imagine that could be a 61st. Did you ever feel as if you try and squeeze one in, or?
No, I felt like I never needed the 4th Vikavolt.
Okay.
Although there was one game where all 3 of my Vikavolts were prized, so I just scooped that one.
It's one of them where like Ultra Ball, go through like. Oh, let me look again. Oh, okay. Right, fair. And on to game 2. Okay, that's pretty.
Yeah, I was like, can I? I was like, can I get a quick prize? No. Okay, let's just scoop. Next game.
Start manually attaching on Tapu Koko. Like, oh dear. Right. Okay. So let's have a look. So let's go on to some supporters then. So what have we got here? 4 Lillie, 3 Cynthia, 2 Volkner. Okay, so the first glaring omission there is Guzma. Why did we, or how did we settle on the no Guzma? Oh, hello, hello, Alfredo.
The Vikavolt's pretty much, if I get it set up, I'm one-shotting anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah. That's cool.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Can you hear me? Hello.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I can hear you. It's just a bit laggy.
Yeah, it's just gone a little bit, but that's fine. We can still hear you. So carry on. So yeah, so no Guzma. What was the deal with it? How did we get there?
Yeah, so with the Vikavolt, it's one-shotting. It can pretty much one-shot almost anything. So I figured I didn't need it. It's either I one-shot it or I'm not attacking pretty much or weakening it.
That's fair. No, that's completely understandable. Like whatever you leave inactive is gonna die if I'm attacking. So I like that. Okay, 4 Lillie, 3 Cynthia, and then 2 Volt. Now, if I was to play this, like let's say I haven't seen your list, or let's say I had to just build a 60 for Vikavolt, I would try and have that Volt count a little bit higher. Did you ever find yourself missing any extra Voltners, or do you think 2 was okay?
I felt like 2 was fine.
Yeah.
Again, with the Jirachis helping me out, getting the rare candies.
Yeah.
Volkner just kind of ensured it for me.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I just sort of Volkner's in this kind of a deck as well. Unique to this kind of a deck, it's got so much utility there, right? Got a stretcher. See, Volkner can basically grab 3 energy, right? Because you get your 1 electric and then you get a stretcher, and obviously Grubbin or Charjabug, I should say, counts as 2. So that's ridiculous. Or if you're feeling risky, go for your Lure Ball and then get so much energy. So that's ridiculous. So Volkner's pretty cool. And then 4 Lillie, 3 Cynthia is kind of standard. So let's look at these items, because when I was, spoiler alert, when I played against this with Reason, I thought, oh, he does 120. If he wants this guy's energy, that's fine. He can't one-shot move with energy. And then my man and then I thought consciously, this deck can't play Electropower. There's no way. And then he played Electropower. I was like, what? So the first thing I wanted to bring attention to was the damage modifiers here. So we've got 2 choice bands and then 3 powers. Is that, I think that is, yep. How did we settle on those numbers?
Originally, it was 4 Electropowers, but again, I felt like I didn't need that 4th one. 3 was fine, and I can. When I first did my 60, I didn't have a Field Blower, so I took out 1 Electropower for the Field Blower, and then the 2 choice bands. I'm only attacking with 1 Vikavolt. I don't need that many choice bands in the deck to kind of clutter it up, so that's why I settled for 2.
Okay, right. And then were there any, what were the sort of things you're looking at mostly there? Just hitting tag team numbers or anything else you're sort of trying to hit there?
Yeah, mainly the tag team numbers.
Cool, 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 cool.
Any GXs.
Okay. And then after looking back, would you potentially change that count at all, or do you reckon that's still the ideal damage modifier count?
I will still keep it 3-2. If you want to add the fourth Electropower, you definitely can. I felt like I never needed it.
Okay. Happy days. And then what we've got here, ball search. Now this is where stuff gets crazy in this kind of a deck. Because no other deck, which I kind of like. I hope Pokemon do this sort of thing more often, where the stage ones are like super good and important in the deck. Because this is the only deck you'll ever see, fellas, where Lure Ball is super important. So our ball search count here is 2 Ultra. I make that 2 Timer and then 3 Lure Balls. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, and then how do we feel about that ball search count?
So the lure ball at 3, I feel like that's right.
Yep.
Timer ball, you could probably go down to 1 or cut it out and switch it with ultra balls if you want.
Right.
But I like the 2 timer balls in the deck just in case if I need to get out my Vikavolt or Charjabugs from the deck. Easy way to search it out.
Yeah, it sort of serves sort of 2 functions in here, right? Where without having to discard, obviously Ultra Ball in ideal world is always the best, right? But what I like about Time Ball here is not only does it sort of search your Vikavolt if you can do right, but it also searches like your energies. Right. Yeah, so it's almost on coin flip. It's searching out 2 rainbow, which guys, if you haven't played Vikavolt, you don't know what it does. Just look, right? It's insane. You get to attach 2 rainbows to your Pokemon. It doesn't even count for your attachment for a turn. You can do this twice. You can go Charjabug, 240. Like that's something you can do. It's crazy. So yeah, Timer Ball's sort of hitting double use there. And then 2 Escape Board. Do you feel if that was fine? 2 boards? Do you ever try and get a little bit more there, or? Oh, hello.
No, the 2 boards were fine.
2 boards were fine. Okay. To be fair, normally 2 boards is quite normal, but and then
yeah,
round. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Thumbs up. Oh, is it all going crazy again? Oh,
yeah, it's lagging again.
Okay. Oh, so hopefully it will sort itself out. So, and then we've got ourselves 2 stadiums. 1 Shrine, 1 Thunder Mountain. How do we feel about that?
The Thunder Mountain definitely came in help with the Dedenne using the GX attack because all I need is 1 lightning for it. And then the Shrine was there to kind of help me hit the numbers against the tag teams and the GXs. Originally, I was just going to run the 1 Lost Thunder Mountain, but I realized after that if someone played a stadium, I didn't have a counter.
Yeah.
So that's why I threw in the Shrine.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if someone just throws some wacky stuff out like a Wondrous Labyrinth or something, you're like, oh boy, like we're in trouble now. And then obviously around some like Black Market as well. So just I think I like that, having another answer to the Prism Stadiums. That's kind of cool. And then rounding off your sort of one of them, we've got ourselves 1 Counter Catcher, like that by the way, 1 Pokégear, and then 1 Field Blower. What were the reasoning behind those?
So the Pokégear was just kind of thin on my deck. If I had like a Cynthia in my hand, I needed a Volkner. Just give me more options. The Counter Catcher, I figured with this kind of deck, I would be giving up a couple prizes early on.
Yeah.
So I figured with the Counter Catcher, I can just bring out whatever I want, not have to waste a supporter. That's why I didn't throw in the Guzma as well.
Yeah.
And then the Field Blower, just for the tools and stuff.
Yeah, I've always found Blower's getting a lot more useful now. It's definitely sort of hitting off like boards for Zapdos, make it a bit harder for them, and Shedinja as well. Like that's just makes that a whole lot easier if you got yourself a Field Blower in that deck. So
right.
Yeah, looking at the 6, I think it's quite cool. To be fair, obviously it was quite good for you on the day. So talk to us about your day 1. How did that sort of go?
So day 1, I actually remember my matches because I was messaging my buddy all my matches. So round 1, I tied to a Wheezing spread deck. Again, I just built the Vikavolt deck, so I was still learning it as I was going. So we just kind of tied. Round 2, I played against Zoroark Dugong. Pretty much once I got the basic of it, I was one-shotting the Zoroarks. That one played the Persian GX Tech with it as well. So I was just one-shotting those, getting easy prizes. Round 3, I went against another Wheezing deck. I managed to beat that one.
Yep.
Since I kind of learned from the first match, and in that matchup, he also misplayed as well, and I managed to win that one. He had a chance where he brought up Lillie Counter Energy and could have knocked out 3 prizes, but he was so scared of the Vikavolts that he only knocked them 2 out. And then I came back and managed to win that game. Round 4, I tied with Blacephalon. That one I had to call a judge over because with that one he had played a Cynthia, announced it, put it on the. Oh no, he played a Lele Wonder Tag, grabbed Cynthia, put it on the board, announced it, and then he went back into his deck. Was like, no, I'm gonna play Erica's Hospitality instead. So that's when I called the judge. I'm like, hey, he chose this one. He announced it. He didn't shuffle his deck. So the judge was on me on that side. Then he challenged it, went to a higher judge, and they said since he didn't shuffle the deck, that he can still change his mind and get the Erica's Hospitality.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, I just played for the tie at that point because in that situation I was in a losing spot, so I just played for the tie.
So was this was that a long game 1 then, or?
It was a long game 2 actually. Well, game 1 went by pretty fast.
And who won the game? So he won. Wait, did you win game 1 then, or?
He won game 1, and then we played a long fought game 2, and then game 3 went to tie.
Game 3 went to time. So I want to just a little catch up on that matchup there, because I would have thought that Blacephalon would have been like a decent matchup. How did the game you lost? How did that sort of pan out? Do you remember?
So that one pretty much, I don't remember much from it. Only that I just called the judge.
Okay. To be fair, I imagine even though it might be decent on paper,
pretty much whenever he brought the Blacephalons out, I was one-shotting it.
But I guess sometimes that's what be a bit faster, right? So.
Right, it's just a little bit faster with the Naganadolls charging up in the background.
Okay, so yeah, what was the next one after that then?
Okay, so then after that, I tied with Pikarom in round 5. Again, that's where the Mew came in clutch, and without that Mew, I would have lost that one.
I could imagine without a Mew, if they can just ping off 2 Vikavolts, that's game ending right there. Like, yo, what do we even do?
Right. Round 6, I won against Quagsire Naganadol. That was a tough matchup because both single prizes going at each other.
Yeah.
Round 7, I won against Sylveon Gardevoir. That one was that one was an easy 2-0. I just kept one-shotting his Gardevoirs.
And they're a bit of a slower tag team deck as well, aren't they? So you've got time to get your Vikavolts, time to search your charge box, I assume, right? You can just...
Right, and he was playing it with like a Miss Magius version. So he would give up the prize. Draw.
So, yeah. Oh, cheers for that. That was a rare candy. Cheers, mate.
Right. Round 8, I went against another Quag Naganadel. That one went down to the end. Like, it was whoever misplayed loses, and luckily again my opponent misplayed and I was able to capitalize on it.
Okay.
And then round nine, me and my opponent just ID'd. We just both wanted to go to day 2.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to play. I didn't want to play. I was tired. I'm like, let's go to day 2.
Okay, happy day. So what was your record for day 1 then?
So for day 1, I was 504.
504. Okay, not bad, not bad. And then talk to us about your day 2 then.
Okay, so day 2, my first round, I played against Shedinja, and I was blown by it. I didn't know how to play against it. I was just I'd never heard of it, and I was just like winging it. Game one took forever. My opponent managed to win, and I just couldn't win it after that.
Yeah, it's just one of those decks. If you don't know what's going on, like you're like, what is even like what? What do I even do?
Right, and then round 11, I played against Melmetal Stall. Um, I'll, that one he had a bunch of text in his deck. He was playing like Faba to get rid of my Charjabugs, and even when I discarded the energies, he had a Giraffe rig to get lost. So once he got all 4 of my Charjabugs and lost them, I just scooped. I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's rough. Damn.
Round 12, I got a buy, so I was pretty happy about that.
Okay, we'll take those. We'll take those.
Right. Round 13, I went against another Melmetal. This one, he didn't play Fava, so I was happy about that. But this one was more not a stall, more of an attacking Melmetal.
Okay.
And in game one, I managed to donk him with Vikavolt. Game two, he tried stalling, and he already had used the GX attack, and I needed to do 290 on it. Or no, 280, sorry. So I was like, I had my Mew active, putting just damage counters on it.
Yeah.
Because I was searching for my Electropowers and my Choice Band, so I could have one-shot it. So eventually, I got both of them. I brought up the Vikavolt. I discarded the energies 220, Choice Band 250, Electropower 280, and then I drop a Shrine for the 290 to one-shot it. And my opponent just like dropped his cards and was just like, I'm done. and there was like a group of people watching, and all you hear is just like, oh!
Like, no, you didn't. Oh, my lord.
And then the last round, I went against another Weezing, and I tied with that one.
Okay, so how do you find the Weezing matchups kind of goes then? You hit 3, so how do you?
So with the Weezing matchup, it's pretty much, I've noticed whoever gets the first prize wins.
Okay, fair enough. And I guess you got Blower as well to try and get around their spell tags and that as well, I guess, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. So, obviously that took you to 32nd, didn't it? I think, right? 32nd.
31st.
31st. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Okay. So, looking back at the event then, is there any changes you'd make? Maybe for stretcher, some more, maybe some timer board. Any changes after playing it? Because I was playing about what 15, 13 rounds there. So yeah, you piloted the deck for a little while. Is there anything you change now after all that?
After all of that, I would probably throw in, maybe a max potion to help with the Weezing matchup.
Okay, yeah, I like
that. Maybe a Guzma, just in case. I need if I need to stall for a moment to set up, or if there's something I can knock out that's easier. But other than those 2 changes, I would probably keep it the same, and most likely I'll probably be playing it after rotation as well.
Okay, I like that. Okay, fair enough. There was something else I was gonna. Oh yeah, that was it. When we was talking about a deck before, one thing I sort of forgot to talk about was the 4 energy. How did you settle on that count? As in the 4 basic lightnings.
With 4, to be honest, I don't really know why I settled on 4. I just had 4 and I just rolled with it, and it worked.
I think the guy I played who's playing Vikavolt, I think he played 4 as well. So maybe is this some sort of subconscious Vikavolt player? Like 4 energy is the one to go down. So after playing it for so long, obviously taking it to the finish you did. How well placed would you say it is? Do you feel as if it was maybe a flash in the pan result, or do you feel as if it's actually like a decent contender that's worth testing and potentially sleeving?
In my opinion, I mean, it's definitely not a tier 1, but it's definitely borderline because it is single prize and it is, it can one-shot the big GXs and the tag teams. It definitely has potential, but I know for sure it's at least tier 2. Can it win events? Yeah, I feel like it can win events.
Okay, so you think solid tier 2 then. How do you find? Because obviously the sort of elephant in the room here with Vikavolt is that it's a stage 2. That's the only problem I see now. Did you ever find yourself with stage 2 hands? Did you ever find yourself like bumming out turn 4, no Vikavolt, or do you feel as if with stuff now like Dedenne and Jirachi now, stage 2s aren't actually that impossible to get out now?
No, I mean when it always comes to stage 2s, I always feel like they're viable.
Okay.
But now with the Jirachis and the Denny's, it speeds them up now. So now it gives some stage 2s more play pretty much, and it gives more options, more decks.
Yeah. Especially especially in this with Vikavolt, you get stuff like Volkner as well. Like I said, which I alluded to earlier, which I could just see helping your consistency out so much, right? So
right.
Yeah, so I like it. Okay, so you'd recommend people start testing this, give it a little go, then, yeah?
I would definitely test against it or even play with it. Again, it's a really great deck. It's a fun deck for sure. If you're trying to win a League Cup, I feel like it can win the League Cup. Regionals, we know it can make day 2. I think someone had mentioned that I think I was one of a couple Vikavolt players at Santa Clara.
Yep.
And the whole thing. So I'm surprised I made it.
Well, there you go. Someone's got to, bro. Someone's got to. And obviously, you did well, man. Like, pick yourself up. Like, yeah. At this moment in time, you can say you're the best Vikavolt player in the world. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty good, actually.
There we go. Happy days. Best Vikavolt player. In fact, I'm going to add it to my list of decks I need to do a deck profile for. So I'm going to add that to my list right now. Pow.
There you go.
There we go. Jeez. And when I do my video, I'll let you know. I'll link it to you. Like, have a little look to my Alfredo. Right. Let me know how I did.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool. Right. So I think we'll wrap it up there then, fella. Do you have any shout outs? Any like team you play for? Any sort of friend you want to sort of shout out or anything like that? The floor is yours.
Yeah, so definitely got to give a first shout out to my buddy Victor in Fresno. He was the one I tested with. We went to Santa Clara together. Also, Yvonne as well. She came with us. Got to give a shout out to my buddy Miguel, who actually got me into the game back in 2011. Give a shout out to Team Tough Love. That's my team.
Okay. Have you guys got like a Facebook page or anything like that, or?
No, it's just like our own thing. We're not big like some of these other teams, like Dead Draw Gaming or whatever. It's just our own little thing.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I was gonna say if you did, I would have popped in the description. That's all. But you never know. You got yourself a nice day too, as I told you about. Maybe it's time to make yourself a little Facebook page. You know what I mean? But
I'll wait till I actually either get like top 16 or top 8 at a regionals before I think about that.
Okay.
Me, I'm not one of the greatest players. I'm more like an average player at best. And I hate playing meta decks. I really do. So that's why I played Vikavolt, because it's not meta. So to all of those that want to build your own decks and feel like you can do well with it, I say go for it, because there's been times where I'm just building my own decks and I've had success with it. Other than this Vikavolt deck, my last quote unquote successful deck was Pukamuku Toros, and that was at Utah Regionals like 2 years ago. And I got 70th there.
Yeah, that's not bad. We'll take that. There we go. Jeez. Okay, right. We'll wrap it up there then. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Really appreciate it. I like trying to get the fun
no
decks
problem.
on here, so, and I've definitely feel as I've done that now. So yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. Trying to think. Look out for the deck profile Vikavolt soon. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Catch you later. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video, much appreciated. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I try and put out as much stuff here as I can. Full deck profiles plus games, topic conversational pieces regarding anything in the TCG. Check out my Twitter, check out my Facebook. That's where you get most of the updates, sort of see what's going on behind the scenes, all that good stuff. Also check out the SoundCloud for the full bi-weekly podcast. If you're interested, if you like the conversational pieces, go check that out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.